All right, so we're back with Ken and Lisa Waters Lane in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions, and lots of questions showing up, aren't there? Just like
there's a lot going on.
there's a lot going on. You should give people an update
On
the rare houseplants that came in. So they are so funky. The folks that are into houseplants, they'll really like this, and those folks that aren't into houseplants, you'll enjoy listening to this because Lisa's got all the inside skivvy on. We've got houseplants that can only be found here in Arizona at Waters Garden Center.
That's true.
How we found these? We've got friends in the right places. We're in where were we? Orlando, Florida. That was a different one, Florida.
You've been so many places.
We ran across some friends that are growing exotic houseplants in Virginia. We worked out a deal where they could ship them to us FedEx next day, and it worked out. It was really neat. Going, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, beautiful ones that I've really never seen before. And don't ask me the names because I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I mean you got all kinds of pale, whatever, leaf cut, hold, shut,
right?
Dance in the dark.
You actually need Kenzie over here.
Oh,
She's the one that ordered them. Yeah. And she actually knows them. I'm like, oh yeah, they're cool and pretty.
Okay.
But really unique colored ones, lots of philodendrons that are very unique, hard to find. Some of them are like genetic mutations that they specifically do. It's really cool what they go through to create these plants and have them. And
some of them I know they spend like $500 for a cutting from like Thailand or the upper Mongolian 5,000 foot level of like Vietnam or wherever. Right. And they ship them in just a cutting and they start tissue culturing these over like months and months. They make baby ones and they make bigger ones and they grow a copy of that same one because you're not allowed to ship like dirt across international lines. There are all kinds of ag laws. So you just get the foliage or the stems and you can do that. And then they start from there.
But yeah, I mean, just some that are like a pale yellow. I mean, they're supposed to be yellow, not overwatered yellow, but yellow, like just so many different. I love the different colors and the textures, and really cool. Makes me want to bring one of everyone home.
No, we don't have enough room. Wasn't saying that. Just other folks, I want them to do that.
I did bring one home. It's an orange. It's got orange leaves on it. It's a philodendron, but it's got these really cool orange leaves to it.
Orange leafed philodendron. Yeah. Now that's freakish. Glows in the dark.
It does. There's a pink princess one I really want to, but I'm not sure I have a good spot for it. But I'm contemplating.
That one's super rare. So anyway, exotic plants. This is about garden questions. What are everyone else talking about? Maybe house plants, but it could be tomatoes or fruits or whatever.
So we've got a little bit of all the above.
Okay.
Our first one is from Marin. She wants to know, will snails and slugs eat the fruit as well as the leaves, or do they of tomatoes and peppers, vegetables, or do they just eat the leaves?
So tomatoes are different. Other vegetables, yes, they will. Interesting tidbit, factoid. Did you know the reason that animals generally, bugs, don't eat the tomato fruit is because the skin is actually toxic.
Really?
Now, to you and I, you'd have to eat like boatloads to actually do anything. But to an insect, so it's their natural defenses of a tomato. The fruit is so delicious to everyone. It wraps itself in a red skin, not just red, but in a skin that is toxic to bugs, basically. So I would say probably they won't eat tomatoes, but they'll eat everything else. Hornworms, generally they eat hornworm tomatoes, but I've seen them eat peppers and other things. It just depends on what competition's out there, how much foliage, how many, the sphinx moth, the one that looks like a hummingbird. That is actually the adult phase of a tomato worm. So it depends on where she's laying eggs around the yard. And there's been a lot of them. So kind of keep a close eye on your tomatoes. So if you've got snails and slugs, they deserve to die. Don't let them eat. Don't let them eat your fruit. Just get rid of them. Put a little bit of bait out there, some iron-based bait. They'll be gone. They'll be gone like the next day. So, or at least it'll thin them out enough where they won't bug you so much. So, Marin, get in here and get you some snail and slug bait, and that'll affect it. So
They're,
get rid of
they're
them.
pretty thick right now. I was in our
Yeah.
our backyard. We have a raised patio, but it sits up maybe 5-6 feet.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wall, and there are at least 6
Yeah.
snails stuck to the.
That's because we've got ivy and achebias, things
Yeah.
growing on the wall. So it's like
Okay.
the perfect environment for them.
They were big too. They
Yeah.
were happy. But yeah, get rid of
Step on them,
right.
feed them salt,
Crunchy.
or just
I throw them
get
to
some
the neighbor's
bait.
yard.
Don't tell. This is broadcast. They're probably listening right now. They're going, "You're the reason I've got snails and slugs."
Oops.
Sorry,
My
neighbors.
secret's out. Shannon in Prescott Valley wants to know why the javelina keep digging up her lawn.
Yeah,
Says
there
they're
we go.
just creating a mess out there. And she wants to know how to determine what to do.
Yeah, so they're eating something. They're attracted to something that's in the lawn, and it's usually a protein source. So worms. It could be worms. There's been a lot of worm movement, so they'd like those. More than likely, it's grubs. So you've got a white C-shaped worm that eats the roots on your grass, and they smell these. And so they'll come in and dig up, rototill the lawn and eating, not the lawn, but they're eating the grubs. Another one, skunks will come in. They'll dig this perfect little cone-shaped hole. So they can get a real sensitive nose. They can smell the grub. They take their little paws and dig it up and just kind of slurp it up and then go to the next one. So they don't dig up the whole lawn. They just leave cone-shaped holes everywhere all over the lawn.
Weird looking, yeah.
Pretty much you need a grub killer. Come in and you need to come in and talk to us. We can help you with this. Don't struggle.
Right.
So it's just one kind of a granular thing. You sprinkle on the yard, you turn the system on or pray for rain. We'll go for rain. Goes through the soil, kills off the grubs. No more grubs, no more skunks, no more javelinas or reduced effect.
Right.
Anyway,
they're looking for dinner.
They're looking for dinner. That's why they're there. And they're in your yard is a smorgasbord.
That's right. All right.
Hakuna Matata.
Larry has a 3-year-old maple.
Yeah.
Started out the season great, nice dark green leaves. Now they're kind of a real pale green to yellow. He wants to know, should he correct it or should he just let it go? And if correcting it, well, how do you correct it?
So if your skin's turning yellow and you're really pale and you have a fever and you just feel terrible, should you just let it go or just kind of course you should do something about it. What kind of question is that? It's in danger. It's stressed out. It's talking to you. Don't just let them go to sleep. Once they're going to bed. So anything stressed out, turning color right now, way too early. You're at least 3-4 weeks too early. And so you should be worried. So it's usually going to be water damage. It's a rock shelf where water is pooling uphill. It's coming underneath where you don't even see it. It's doing damage to the roots. It could be that water just pooled up around that and the pH has gone up too high, or more than likely, all of the above. What to do? You're going to have to form some new roots. So those roots have been damaged. So you're seeing the stress up top. And so it's seen yellowing, turning color too early, brown tips, all kinds of symptoms can show up. But the damage is under the ground, but it's showing off above ground. Come in and get a bottle, get a bag of humic, Humic, humic. It's humic acid. Humic acid helps. If you take a compost pile, its last elements, the very last thing left in the compost pile is humic acid. Trees and shrubs, plants love that stuff. And so it causes them, it kind of tickles the feet of their roots and kind of gets them to root out. So it feeds the soil, so it activates the soil, so it wants to root. But in addition, at the same time, put humic, it's a granular. Also put down all-purpose plant food. It's a 744, but it's got some sulfur. It'll lower the pH. It's got some iron. It'll help green it up. If it's really bad, we might actually put on just straight iron in addition. I think those two things, humic and all-purpose food, that would be enough to green it up. And it's going to increase the fall color. It's going to be in a month. We've got fall kind of happening. Your aspens and maples will start turning. A bit early for some things, but some will start turning. That'll green that thing right up and make a difference, like immediately. The next rain. Great questions this week, folks. So Ken and Lisa Lane, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back. We've got to take a break. Right.